Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Thursday, October the 19th, 2023. Thursday, October the 19th. Well, uh, to fill time, they had Felicia and Maxie talk. Felicia, it looks like she has a little office, right? Doctor size office that she and Maxie were talking in. You would think it would have been maybe the employee break room, but they're talking in an office. Um, and she was talking about how much she loves her job, and Maxie's telling her how proud she is. And Felicia said, "I'm so sorry. I've neglected you and the kids." And Maxie's like, "You have not neglected me, Mom." "I know, but it's just been like going back to college. Oh, I've got so much to learn, but I feel so satisfied." Yeah. Anyway, back and forth. And then Maxie talks about how, she hates the fact that Brooklyn did what she did because she and Brooklyn had become friends. And now, yet another friend, Sasha, is leaving. And Felicia was like, "Well, what's going on?" She goes, "I went over because they're replacing Sasha with Blaze as the voice of deception. But look, Blaze hasn't accepted yet. She's going to, but she hasn't accepted." But Maxine wanted to, kind of say, "We're looking around, Sasha." She goes, "But when I got there, Sasha was all packed up to leave. She's leaving town. She's going to Texas." And Felicia's like, "But that's nice. She has family in Texas." And she's like, "No, she has no family in Texas. She just wants to get away from everything familiar and everybody, because she says Port Charles has too many bad memories for her." So Felicia's like, "Well, sometimes a fresh start is what's needed." So anyway, Maxie's like, so Felicia says, "Well, was she leaving without saying goodbye?" And Maxie's like, "Yeah, she was just gonna leave." So she goes, "I didn't even tell her at that point about, us replacing, looking for a new voice of deception, because she should just leave and just enjoy her life, enjoy. I don't know why this always goes over. Enjoy her life." So that was interesting. Um, we have not Felicia, Finn and Elizabeth. He asked Elizabeth if she could join him at the cabin this weekend. He knew it was last minute, spur of the moment, but he feels they could really use just some them time. And he goes, "I know I could get Chase and my dad to watch Violet." And so Liz says, "You know what?" She told him, she goes, "Yes, I would love to." She says, "And I'm sure I could call my Gram and my Gram will watch Jake and Aiden." And I'm thinking, Graham is still around? Goodness, Graham should be 90. Jake and Aiden will be watching Graham, right? Goodness. Her Graham's Audra is still around. Well, still around in passive mentioning only. So then it showed a conversation of her on the phone, thanking Graham for saying yes. She knew it was spur of the moment, but they really wanted to get away. So yada yada yada. And then we have, oh goodness, I'm gonna have to take a cough drop. Spencer, who's talking to Trina, and he's telling her his grandmother's back. And she goes, "Oh, good. Did they find your father?" And he's like, you're kind of like, "Yes and no. My father's alive, you know." So she goes, "Well, that's good. At least you know he's alive." And then she's thinking, "Oh, but that means he's choosing to stay away." And Spencer says, "Exactly." And he told Trina, he says, "I'm glad he's staying away. I don't want him around Ace at all. If he comes back, it'll change the dynamic that we have. You know, And so Trina looked at him and she said, Spencer, the dynamic that you have is going to change at some point because she goes, no, he goes, I like being there for my little brother. I like helping with my little brother, you know, and I don't want our father's influence on him at all. Ace will never be shipped away to boarding school. Ace is going to be loved. He's going to know. And so Trina said, Spencer, you told me yourself there were some wonderful moments with you and your father. Don't you feel Ace deserves that as well? And he goes, no, because my father is going to disappoint him and walk away from him, just like he did me. He says, and I will make sure Ace has wonderful moments. And so Trina says, you know, Spencer, you are not Ace's father. He is not your son. He's your brother. He is not your responsibility. He goes, I would never walk away from Ace. And she goes, I'm not saying walk away from Ace, Spencer. I'm saying you do understand that Esme is his mother, and she legally actually is the only one, aside from his father, that can make decisions for Ace, not you. And she goes, you know, Esme has things the way she wants them. She has all the help. She has you dedicated to your little brother, actually making like a makeshift family unit, the three of you. And that's exactly what Esme wants. She wants you ultimately, but she's achieving that with your connection with your brother. And he goes, no, Esme doesn't want me. She goes, Spencer, wake up. Yes, she does. Absolutely, she does. And I can't believe you can't see it. And he goes, at some point, as Ace gets older, Esme is going to have to strike out on her own, just her and Ace. And then what are you going to do? And he looked, wait, what? She says, our relationship changed last weekend. We have to start thinking of ourselves as, you know, what are we going to do moving forward in our relationship? And she goes, and that can't be Esme. You know, she's kind of let him know, no, that, mm-mm. And he's just thinking like, well, what? Say, oh, you mean I can't have my cake and eat it too, huh? So you know, she got him to hear what she was saying, but it didn't change his mind. He wants to see his brother every day. He wants to be in his brother's life. And he feels he could still have Trina just the same. So, because she goes, Esme is still the same Esme that drugged me and framed me for revenge pointing my friends. Yeah, no, okay, she can't remember, but it's the same Esme. And she goes, and what happened to you wanting to take your brother from her? And Spencer says, well, you know, after spending this time with Esme, he goes, she's a very good mother to Ace. I have to admit, she is a good mother to him. And so Trina says I don't care how good a mother she is, she's still the person that did what she did to me. And so Spencer says, and I understand that. And I don't forgive her for what she did to you, Joss and Cam. I don't forgive her for what she did to me. But as far as my little brother is concerned, she is a good mother to him. So Trina kind of she didn't push too hard because I'm thinking, girl, you don't trump his brother. You're not going to. And the way they're writing this, so they are writing it as if Ace is his child, and it's not, you know, because truly his brother, he would be happy visiting his brother, seeing that his brother is okay. His grandmother's back in town. He doesn't have to be there 24/7. Spencer could have his own place. He really could. Look, if something happened that Spencer got Spoon Island, right? Because they was trying to sell it. If Spencer got Spoon Island, you do know he would move Esme and Ace into Spoon Island because it's big enough. He would. He would do it 100% hands down. And guess what? Esme would move there. She absolutely would. And then what does that mean for Trina? I don't know. They're not going to be together too long. I could tell you. So now we have, let's see. Valentine's talking to Laura. He told Laura the story and his suspicions and how he just feels he can't reach his daughter and what he feels she's done. Laura did not want to believe it. She's like, there's no way my precious sweet granddaughter will burn down anybody's house. Okay, vandalizing a room is a different story. Okay, not okay, but different story. But no, not arson. No. Mm-mm. And he goes, Laura, I really believe she did it. And I just don't know where things went wrong. He said, because she used to really, really like Anna. I don't know what's happened. And so Laura said, let's think about this. When Victor had Charlotte hidden away for a year at that boarding school, and we had no access to her, none. She said, Valentine, we don't know how much contact we had with her. We don't know how often the amount of time he spent with her. He could be behind all of this. And Valentine looked, he goes, oh my God, of course. Of course, Victor hates Anna. And he has weaponized my daughter against her. And he goes, well, what do we do, Laura? So she's thinking, she goes, okay, we're going to figure a way out of it. We're going to figure out how to help Charlotte. Now, why Valentine didn't tell her about the tarot cards, I don't know. But because, see, Laura would have known, okay, we've got some mind control going on. Wait a minute. See, that piece should not have been left out. So, look, first and foremost, you better be talking to Kevin. Kevin's back. Esme, Charlotte, little Esme, little Nell, needs to be seeing Kevin. But we'll see where that's going to go. Laura hasn't gotten word yet that Cyrus is released, but she will. When she visited him last night, she knew it was a possibility. She just knows, she doesn't believe he's reformed, but she said, you know what, brother, I really hope that you are, that you mean well. So now we have, Anna. I have never in all my years at General Hospital seen this woman this paranoid, this jittery, this, oh my goodness, I gotta have my bodyguard. Oh no, right? And Jordan is noticing it. And so she goes, no, I've got a full-time bodyguard thanks to Sonny now. And Jordan says, has anything else happened? She goes, no, but I'm prepared. I'm prepared. Anybody, see, I was unprotected. Now I'm protected. So if anybody wants to come after me, I'm ready now. So, Jordan they had their usual conversation. They were talking. But just showed how paranoid. Somebody's really trying to get under my skin. I'm thinking they already did, Anna. All somebody would have to say is cough in there and you'd be jumping. Oh my goodness. Who coughed, right? So, gee. TJ sees Portia at GH And he tells her that Cyrus was released. He said, I saw him here last night. He came in here. And I wanted to make sure you knew. And oh, Portia was, oh no, she was up in arms. She goes to the Metro Court. She sees Jordan and Anna. And she said, Jordan, how dare you not tell me that Cyrus Renault was released? And Jordan is like, wait, what? I mean, Jordan didn't know. And she goes, yes, he's released. So Jordan gets on the phone and she makes some phone calls. And she goes, how can a criminal like him be released and you not inform his victims? All the victims of Cyrus Renault needed to have been informed that this man is getting released, was what was mentioned in the comments yesterday, right? So she's like, I want information and I want it on my desk. Isn't it funny? Jordan today is more acting like the commissioner than she is deputy mayor. She should, as soon as she found out, called the mayor. But you know what? I don't know if she knows Laura's back in town yet. I really don't know that she knows that. So Portia's like, well, let's send him back to jail. And Jordan is like, Portia doesn't work that way. And Anna said, nope, no, it's not that easy. No, it doesn't. And she goes, and in the beginning, Cyrus Renault is going to be on his best behavior. You can bet, because he doesn't want to go back to Pentonville. So anyway, she's like, oh no, this can't be happening. So she's just, all paranoid, up in arms. And okay, which I would be too, because Cyrus shot Curtis, right? Curtis should know that Cyrus should know. Portia need to be running home, telling him and telling Trina. Don't let Cyrus come into the gallery and Trina's working there. Don't let her get blindsided like that, Portia. So that is that. Oh, and Jordan and Anna, she was telling Anna, you know what? She's torn. She really likes being deputy mayor, but she loves being the chief of police, right? She loves it, but she really likes, she goes, I like this other side. So she's like, Laura hasn't been gone that long, which is what makes me think she doesn't know Laura's back. But she's like, she don't quite know what she would do, but I really think they're going to put her back as chief of police because they're already having her act that way. And we know the actor playing Mac is going to be gone for a while. So, that's exactly what Jordan's going to be doing. So Alexis is interviewing Judge Kim. She's having Gregory as her second chair. And oh, she's poised. She's looking like a lawyer, had her sharp suit on. And Gregory told her, oh, I haven't seen you look like this. And she goes, yeah, this is old. She goes, is that new? She goes, no, this is old. I just don't have a reason to wear my clothes like this very often. But she was ready today. She was just so nice. She goes, look, you're going to be the nicer, see, I'm going to come in for the kill, but I'm going to bounce off of you. I'm going to throw it to you to give some compliments. I'm going to, and Gregory's like, me, I'm just nope, you're my wingman. You're my wingman. I thought he was going to start shaking or something, but he held his own, just standing there next to Alexis. And so they're asking some nice questions of the judge. And then they mentioned the billionaire that he went fishing with. They mentioned his name, saying, he's really interested in your what is it? What do they call it? Judicial, his decisions. And he goes, oh, really? I really can't say because I don't know the man. And so Alexis looked at him. She goes, really? Why, he flew you with others. You and others were flown on his private jet to, as she named the place, to go fishing just a couple months ago. And you say you don't know him? And he sits there and he looks. Cause she point blank, bam! How do you not know the man that you flew on his private plane and he was there too? And you spent some time fishing, a few days. So it's gonna be interesting tomorrow to see what he comes back. You know what? The way they have Alexis on this, I really believe it's going to be Alexis that is going to get Drew out of prison. I honestly believe it. And they're having her come in for the kill. They're having her do and good, because we're wondering how on earth was Drew, if Cyrus is out, there's no way Drew's gonna go back to Pentonville. There's just no way. I honestly can't see it. So that's it for GH today. Let's go to comment corner. And let's look at these comments here. I'm going to turn on my trusty Dusty. Stop. Watch my timer. And timer, stopwatch. There we go. All right. Linda says, if y'all notice how Sonny cut the honeymoon fast, he doesn't love Nina like he says, because he would have turned off his phone, and especially by it being Carly calling. Sonny is lying to himself about loving Nina. Sonny knows Carly will always be in his heart, and that's why he answered the phone. Carly was the woman in his dreams in Nixon Falls, and Carly is the woman in his heart now. Well, okay, I believe about Sonny and Carly, always destined. How else, like Victor and Nikki Newman. However, Sonny is a mob boss. We can't forget that. There is no way he could have his phone off with the whole Pikeman situation going on. And let's not forget, what did he promise Anna? Anything come up, you call me, I'm a phone call away for you. And he also knows Carly was not calling him to say, hey, how's it going on your honeymoon, Sonny? No. If Carly's gonna call, Carly's calling about something important, about either of his daughters or a situation, which is exactly what she was calling for. No, he knew to answer the phone from Carly. And then Annette says, pretty lady Nina reminded me of Mary Fisher. I don't remember Mary Fisher. Oh, Mary Fisher on She-Devil. Maybe that's why, because I didn't watch She-Devil. All cuddled up with Sonny before Bob, his ex Ruth dropped. Well, yeah, I don't know all that. Annette, you kind of lost me. Sabrina says, hi, Daily Recap lady. Great recap. You are so comical. Regarding Ava, her troubles are not over by a long shot. Cyrus knows she thinks she killed Nicholas. My theory is he's going to blackmail her, maybe giving Windermere to Spencer, whom I think is going to be his new target. He might have some plans for Spencer. Ava also has to worry about Nina when exposed, not telling she was one of the ones that turned Carly into the SEC. Lastly, there's Austin, who she protected from Sonny, but she knows he is more involved with his cousin than he let on. Regarding BOQ, it is my hope that she gives her shares to Maxie, giving her control of deception. She deserves it. I think Maxie deserves it too. Regarding Blaze and Christina, the sexual preference of Blaze has not been determined yet. Well, neither one of them have talked sexual preferences to each other. But Blaze gave a good hint in the conversation. She told Christina that she would love to truly be able to be her authentic self. But with her star status, the more famous she becomes, the more she has to, kind of like be the idol that she is versus the real person that she is, which is telling me she's gay, right? I do like her with Christina, if that's the direction the writers are going. She has a calming effect on Christina. Just a thought. Richard says, another great reviewed Daily Recap lady. Thank you, Richard. Lucy says, Mason became intrigued over Ava, knowing he and his cousin Austin had a fling thing. Know that part. And then Sabrina says, all the men Ava has been with was obsessed with her. That's why Nicholas will come back to her. They have a love-hate relationship because we all know how the Cassadine men are when they love a woman. They love for life. Just my thoughts. They do go a little crazy. Look at Victor. His obsession with Liesel was a hot mess. And no, Nicholas loved nobody like he loved Emily. That's definitely for true. Um, but no, let's think about it. I can't remember a whole bunch of men Ava was with. And then P. Merle says to Sabrina, "You've forgotten Griffin. He couldn't run fast enough to Kiki," which is true. Yes, you're right. He did run to her daughter. And LaShans says Blaze should tell Lucy Coe to take Lucy Coe on, wait, own, oh, it must be up on her offer to be the face of deception. I think that's what you mean. Mary says, "I hope Nina gets what she deserves." She says, "I hope Nina," oh, that's a duplicate. And then Denise says, "I hope Carly, Michael, and Joss get what they deserve." The worst kind of betrayal. Uh-oh. And then P. Merle says, "Of course, Nina will blame Carly for interrupting her honeymoon, even if the SEC snitch wasn't hanging over her head. She'd better recognize that when Carly calls, Sonny is out the door. I can't believe they would send Drew back so soon. He looks like death warmed over. He better be transported to the prison infirmary. Cyrus, on the other hand, looks like the picture of health. I know. What the heck?" And Denise says, "I would too." And then Lisa says, "Ava knows Austin was part of the reason she was kidnapped. Can't believe she wouldn't let Dante talk to Mason, meaning Jordan. Jordan doesn't have a right to stop Dante from talking to Mason. So glad they found the bone marrow donor for John J. York." Which character does John J. York play? Because I don't know him by name. And then Lisa says, "Love that Carly called to interrupt Nina's dream moment. She doesn't get him for those few days. Now they are leaving in the morning to deal with Cyrus and all of Nina's mess. It's going to be laid out right in her lap." And then Ron says, "Dante was out of his jurisdiction when Mason was shot. Jordan was right for placing him on administrative leave. Carly spilled the beans to Sonny. He dropped his wedding plans to head home." And LaShawn says, "How Sonny put it together, but Carly and Drew didn't." Nina rolled her eyes when Carly called. "Jordan peed me off. Dante saved a life, but he's being investigated. Portia wanted some chocolate." She kept pushing. "I'm glad Ava's okay, even though I don't like her at times. Now she should feel guilty. She knows what Nina did. Go, Lois. Brooklyn doesn't want the company. Eddie can't leave. Edward didn't leave Tracy nothing, but pickled Lila. She was so low down. Lucy won the 1% in the divorce, and it's the tiebreaker. Brooklyn has changed. She should sell the company back to Lucy." I wouldn't sell it to Lucy at all. I'd sell it to Maxie. Lucy doesn't deserve to be in control. She's not a good businesswoman. Lisa says, "That would be great if Brooklyn sold it back to Lucy and Maxie for $1, to Maxie for $1. That would kill Tracy. She would kill right over, and I would laugh. That is good that Curtis is not ready to have a physical relationship with Portia. In fact, the fact that he can and has chosen not to speaks volumes. That he is not there. She has not earned that from him. Just because he was shot and needs help in his everyday life doesn't mean he trusts her yet. He doesn't feel the love they had before the wedding. And remember, he was on his way when he was up at the pool to tell her that he wanted to try. Okay, try. So that didn't mean, look, I'm all there, Portia, but I want to try to really work on our relationship to see if we can get back what we had. So that's it, everybody. That's it for Comic Corner. Comic Corner. I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap of General Hospital.